Just a second. All right, so we are recording for week 2. Let me share my screen with all of you guys. Welcome, welcome. Just a second. All right. Got to get all the boxes. All right, here we go. So I am going to hand it over to Miss Jenna, and Jenna's going to kick us off tonight, and we're going to be introduced to some new teammates. So, oops, sorry. We got to go down to week 2.
Okay, that's okay. I had it memorized. Okay, awesome. All right, well, hi everyone. So good to see and hear all of you again this week. We are in week 2 of our business mentorship program, and tonight we're going to be talking about events, in-person and virtual events. We're also going to be doing a web walk, which is a virtual overview of your website and some of the really awesome resources that we have access to as partners of the company. So what I'd like to do to kick off is review from last week and just sort of tap into what we did last Tuesday to this Tuesday. And I'd love to start just with something personal. If you're open to sharing, I'd love for you to share one life win from last week. I always love to celebrate and have gratitude for the things that go well during our week. I think it's important to focus on that. So if you want to share something that was awesome. It can be personal or, professionally related, something that was a total win from this past week, and try to keep it 100% positive. Don't qualitative it. Wait, that's not the right word. Qualitate, Christina? Don't throw anything negative in there. I don't know what word it is.
Qualify.
Qualitative it. That's not
qualitative. New word.
Anyway, so don't do that. Nothing negative in there. And then what I'd also love to hear is how your memory jogger is coming along. So if you remember from last week, we talked about creating a list of people, friends, family, acquaintances, friends of friends, that you think might be interested in healthy living and what we do with this company. So how's your memory jogger coming? Have you reached out to anybody? And if you have, how those conversations went. So take a moment, think about it. And when you're ready, just go ahead and unmute yourself and then chime in.
Okay, I guess I'll share. I reached out to an older friend, Angie. I don't know if you remember Jenna. We've reached out to her in the past, and she went through something personal, and then she just kind of distanced herself. We went back and forth for a little bit. She said she's gonna talk to her husband, so I'm just waiting on her. It's not a lot, but I did get some feedback from her, so just waiting on her to.
Okay, well, I'll go. So something really awesome that just happened this past weekend is I got to attend a leaders retreat in California, which is actually where I'm from, and I currently live in Austin. So it was nice to go back to the homeland and soak in the California weather. But it was just really fun. It's the first time in a really long time that I've totally unplugged from life and just like mom life especially. And so my husband was so sweet to stay home with the kids. I got to have some much needed adult girl time and go to the beach and lay out by the pool and just really enjoy friendship and quality time together. So that was a major win. And I came home to a clean house, also a win. And as far as my memory jogger and the people that I'm reaching out to, something really neat that happened in just the last day is I had 3 people who haven't been super responsive, just sort of circle back because I continued to, I posted a little bit about my weekend and our leaders retreat. I posted a little bit about just our kiddos for school and getting immune systems ready. And, now's the time to start planning for that. So I had several people actually reach back out and say, hey, sorry, it's been a while and I know I haven't been super responsive, but I'm actually ready now. So I'd love to have that conversation, which just goes to show that you should never cross anyone off your list. You just never know when they're going to be ready to get going. And that was really encouraging. So.
That's amazing. Hey, real quick, I don't know if that was just on my end, but I started to hear Patty talk and then it cut off. Did anyone hear that?
Anyone else?
Okay. Patty was talking actually. Well, Patty was telling us about how her memory jogger was going, and then it like cut off, and then Jenna started talking. So I don't know if anyone heard that. But anyway, I just wanted to say I heard that from you, Patty.
Okay. I texted my cousin. I was like, I guess nobody heard me.
No,
I didn't hear you. Oh my gosh. Well, now I hear you. So what'd you say? It's going well?
Joshua was even looked at me like,
Oh my gosh. Forgive me.
Okay. No, I was talking about Angie, how we reached out to her a few months ago, and I knew she was really interested in Juice Plus as in the product, and I reached out to her on the business side of it, and she said that she was gonna talk to her husband about it. I was just saying it wasn't a lot, but I got feedback from her, so now I'm just waiting on her to go over it with her husband.
No, that is a lot. That's awesome. You know, just sometimes getting people to write back is huge. So yay.
Okay.
Sorry, I swear it was silent over here. So I just like
It's okay.
All right, everyone. I'm Harmony. I did not chime in last week due to having both of my boys to myself, and yeah, it was a lot, but I'm here this week. So a major live win happened a few days ago, actually. I was able to transfer my almost 2-year-old and my 6.5-month-old into their own bedroom. So without any problems, they've been sleeping through the night. So that's pretty awesome, considering we've always co-slept with both of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I have reached out to a few people on my list. One of my sisters said that she was also going to run it by her boyfriend to see if he would like to join her. So I'm also waiting for her response as well.
Awesome. That's so fun. Way to go.
Thank you.
And yeah, sleep is no joke. So I'm actually.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else before we move on? Okay.
I am actually going to stop sharing my screen for a second because Miss Christina Turner is going to take over and share her screen.
Hey, you guys. I'm Christina. Excited to be here. You want me to start with my business story, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, I can do that. So I have been taking Juice Plus for Jenny, I think it's like 6 years, almost 6 years. And I started the business at the exact same time because I like a good discount and I was able to do that. And I was teaching full time. I was part of Teach for America. That's actually where Jenny and I met. And I wasn't interested in any kind of network marketing. Wasn't interested in any kind of side hustle. But I understood the product, I loved it, and I wanted my family to be on it too. So pretty quickly, I think in under 2 months, I reached virtual franchise by literally just getting my mom, my brother, my sisters, my grandparents, my cousins, like Sebastian's family. Those were all of my customers for my family. And that was pretty much it. I didn't really touch my business for a few years. Like I said, I just was teaching full time and didn't think that I wanted anything to do with this kind of like network marketing thing. But fast forward, Jenny and I started a food blog called Deliciously Simple. We're like gaining a lot of traction with that, having a lot of fun. I was really passionate about whole food nutrition because I healed myself at 26. I had all kinds of chronic health problems that required over-the-counter medication, prescription medication. I thought I was going to have surgery. I thought I wasn't going to be able to work out anymore because I was having these reoccurring injuries, and I healed myself with food. So I was obsessed and wanted to learn more. I ended up going back to school to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition to become a certified health coach. It was really amazing. It was like over 500 hours of dietary, nutritional theory, wellness training. And I learned so much and helped my family, but I felt kind of stuck because it is really hard to be your own health coach and consultant and meet other people, get clients, get referrals, do a website, do your marketing, all that stuff. And in my back pocket was always Juice Plus. And I am so thankful that Jenny never gave up on me. She kept dripping on me. And when my son was about a year old, I decided, like, why not just give it a try? I wasn't going to go back to teaching. I needed more money. We live in California. It is very expensive. And we looked at the stark reality that if I went back to work, I would make about $500, maybe $1,000 after paying for full-time daycare. And so working 60 hours, not seeing my own baby, and making $500 did not sit well with me. And so my husband and I talked, and we decided that I was going to give this a good shot. I was going to go all in. And a couple years later, I'm so thankful that I have way more than a residual income of $500. I'm able to use what I learned as a health coach, use what I learned as a teacher, and really help people change their life through nutrition. And so this business can really look like anything you want it to. And that's really why I'm so passionate about it and love sharing it, because it's just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. You do not need to be a health coach to understand that. And today I'm going to share some awesome resources that can do sort of the educating for you. But this is a very flexible job where you can work as much as you want, work as little as you want. There is no pressure, but really the sky is the limit, and that is what I'm so excited for, that I can be a stay-at-home mom with my 2 kids, but also really follow my passion of helping people with whole food nutrition, and make really good money doing it. And so I'm so excited to see all these new faces and welcome you to our team. I'm always here if you have any questions or want some further information, but know that you have everything that it takes to already do this business if you understand that fruits and vegetables are good for you, and that there's a very simple way for other people to get it. So welcome everyone, and I think that's all of my story. I might have missed some stuff, but I'm running on very little sleep, friends. So I think from here, I'm just going to show you guys my screen, and I'm going to go through a few resources that I think are extremely helpful when you're getting started, because if you're like me, you feel like maybe you need to know everything before you start sharing, but that's really not true. And the Juice Plus company has some amazing resources for us that will hopefully give you a little more information and what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not encouragement, but I don't know. I'll come back to the word. Confidence. Yeah, girl. Confidence to share this with people, because you already know what you need to know and the information's here. So I'm going to start with our customer-facing website. Everyone has this when you join the business. In your virtual office, you can play around with your actual URL, but you should be able to change it to something really simple. So mine's christinaturner.juiceplus.com. Super easy for me to remember. I can send it to anyone. And I just want to spend a couple of minutes walking you through this because it's, in my opinion, pretty well done. So here is the homepage where you walk in, where if you send this to someone, it looks like this. I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of these tabs to show you what's here. So the first one, what is Juice Plus? These are the basics. It kind of goes through what it is, how the different products we have, our capsules, chewables, complete. this tab talks about the blends. This I share a lot when people say, well, what's in it? And so I would send this tab, and it actually lists out for you what's in all of our blends, which I think is really helpful. This right here, the Farm Fresh Nutrition, I think is an interesting page that I often send people to about like how Juice Plus is made. It walks you through the process, talks about how we partner with medium-sized family farms, which I think is really important and a really awesome part about our company. Talks about how it's made, the NSF certification, pretty much everything on here when it relates to how our product is made and how it's different. There's also some of these hyperlinks. This one right here is a really great video. Actually, I don't know if I'd say really great, but it's really good, and it explains what Juice Plus is and how it's made. And so that is there for you guys. Let's see if I can get back. The next kind of tab is about getting started. It's about one simple change, which is great. What I really use a lot though is right here, this Healthy Starts for Families. If I have someone who's interested in the Healthy Starts program, I'll talk to them first, maybe send them a video, and then I'll also send them this link so they can kind of see what it's about, what it entails, the health study survey results. This is just a really great page to share with families. Clinical research. Any other research nerds? I love this stuff. This is honestly like my favorite part about the website. And so you start here. It shows all of the different universities and research centers that Juice Plus has been researched at. This page is really awesome. It's the results. And so it takes you through sort of the different areas of focus. You can click on any one, like the immune system, that one's huge for people. It gives you an overview of what the research has shown. And then these green links right here are so cool. They are the actual published study. And so this one is done at the British Journal of Nutrition. And it actually, if you have anyone who's really interested in data or research, medical profession, I think this is really important to show because Juice Plus is the most researched product in the world. There's no other company that has double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized testing that is then peer-reviewed and published in medical journals. It's just no one else does that. It doesn't exist. And so all of this research is basically showing that Juice Plus is bioavailable, which means it can get into the bloodstream. Multivitamins do not have any research that proves that. This is a major difference between multivitamins and Juice Plus. It's proven to get into your blood system, and it's proven to have a positive effect on all kinds of different things that you can look at here. And then there's also always there's this page too, which shows you all of the different journals that have been published in and kind of what it's about. And then their clinical research underway is pretty cool. These are studies that are happening now about inflammatory responses. This one is about gut bacteria, which is so important. Again, another one on inflammatory response, and this one is on overall health and healthcare cost reduction. So these are studies that are going on right now. This part of the clinical research I think is really great too. These are all medical professionals, mostly doctors, who have they're basically I think like 1 minute to 2 minutes long, nothing longer than 2 minutes, and they just kind of share their perspective on why Juice Plus is really amazing. And so especially with older generations, like hearing doctors say something is really powerful, and so these are videos that I often share. You can search right here different categories, and then it'll tell you. I love Valerie Miles. Bill Sears is also great. You click on these, it's going to show you that video. All you need to do is just copy this hyperlink and send it to someone, and they can watch this from your site. And so when they land here, they're already going to be here and want to look around, which is really cool. The last tab that I really use a lot is just buying. If someone wants to buy something, it's so easy to just send them a link from your site, and anything that they purchase will count for you. You can go and change it. Something this is like nitty gritty, but you can always do for the protein, you can change it to a single shipment, which is what I recommend because people usually go through it faster than 4 months. And you can do still monthly installments, or you can do pay in full. So you can change that link yourself and send it to someone and everything's ready to go. Also on our customer facing site, we have all the information about the Tower Garden. So same kind of stuff. If you run through these tabs, it's just going to share more about what the Tower Garden is. Really great pictures. I think this website is really well done. You can see all the things you can grow, which is cool. And there's all kinds of resources on here. If you have a Tower Garden or if someone buys a Tower Garden from you, I definitely recommend spending some time looking through this and being able to share with your people. The blog is pretty cool. There's like all kinds of different topics. You can also search right here. And then if you're a teacher or know anyone who works with kids in a school, there are amazing resources for the Tower Garden. It kind of tells you why it's great. There's all of these free lesson plans for any teachers out there. They're aligned to the new Common Core state standards and next generation science standards, which are huge buzzwords if you talk to any schools or teachers. There's not really a lot of curriculum out there right now for these guidelines, but Juice Plus has an amazing full curriculum that is free. And so I've used some of these. I had one in my classroom. I've helped a few schools and after school centers get these, and these are just awesome resources that you can use just at home with your kids too. And then the last tab on our site is about the virtual franchise. There's information here. Honestly, I'm gonna recommend other websites and videos to send to people if they're interested. But what is great about this is if you have someone who wants to sign up, the Juice Plus Business tab, join our mission, and you send them this link and they can sign up as a new representative here. So all of this is in your own website. They all look the same. They just have your name instead of mine at the top. Is there any, I want to just pause there and see if there's any questions or if anyone wants to add or anything that I might have missed. Going once. If you think of it, you can also type it in the chat or ask any of us. I can't see the chat for some reason. Okay, I think we're good, so I'm gonna keep going. The next site, let's move this down. The next site that I want to show you guys is the Freedom Revolution. And so let me go, yeah, I'll start here. So when you go in, there's a password, and the password is just revolution. Super easy. Apparently I can't type right. Let's see, revolution. There we go. Okay, and so this is a really great place for videos and information. I'm going to show you the mission-driven info, which talks a little bit more about getting started, but what I want to highlight on here are the videos. I think Jenna and I were talking about this on the side, but you can YouTube pretty much any of the Juice Plus videos, which is great, but the downfall is a lot of people have autoplay, and different companies can advertise through YouTube and target what you're searching. And so a lot of times if you send someone a Juice Plus video, if you scroll down into the automatic play, there's things like people negatively reviewing Juice Plus, random people with their random comments about Juice Plus, and it kind of just creates a lot of noise. And so if you take the videos from here, from the Freedom Revolution, they're all connected to Vimeo, which does not have any advertising. There's no play next videos. You just get this video and that's it. And so moving forward, I think that's really important for our team, is that we use these closed source videos, because we really don't need to hear that guy, I don't know his name, but him review Juice Plus and all this other stuff and get people confused. So when you go to the Freedom Revolution, just click on videos and all of our favorite ones are here. So this is the Jumpstart to Better Health, the really perky lady who shares all about the different Juice Plus products, which there are only 4, but goes through those, which is great. This is a great one on the Omega. This is a great one on the Complete, the Tower Garden, and then just a few more here that you can look through. I love these videos. These are the clinical research videos. They take some of the most impressive studies and really break it down into a couple of minutes in ways that people can understand. And so this one in particular, if you have not seen these videos, I highly recommend spending. It'll probably only take you 15-20 minutes, but they're very interesting. This one, especially on polyphenols, shows that when Juice Plus is absorbed into the body in both the lower and upper intestinal tracts, which means that it's being absorbed almost immediately, which is amazing. And then it also shows that when you add the 30 different dehydrated fruits and vegetables from Juice Plus, your body will actually start to create other really beneficial polyphenols by itself, which is just kind of crazy. If you feed your body a lot of fruits and vegetables, it will start producing the chemicals that mimic them and that are really impactful for our health. And so if that just kind of is going over your head, don't worry about it. You can watch these here, but these are really valuable. And again, this is what really sets Juice Plus apart from any other products. And so I think it's important as distributors that we kind of have just a basic understanding of the research. And this guy, he's French. He has a really amazing accent. It's fun to listen to, I promise. Do not go here is what I would recommend. Go through here so it's a closed loop. The frequently asked questions is also a wonderful resource on the Freedom Revolution. It's all of these questions that people ask all the time in a very succinct response. So how is Juice Plus different from a multivitamin? You can see down here the different people who answer how Juice Plus is made. Is Juice Plus non-GMO? What is the research process? Like all of these things. Again, if you haven't had the time to look through these, recommend when fitting them in when you can. They're really interesting and really informative. These are about the product, and then these are all about the business. And so how do you set up your website? How do I place an order? How do I place a tower order? How do I place a family health study? All of these things are here for you. And these videos, for the most part, are extremely short. And so if you have any questions, sorry guys, about the business or the product, I always kind of look here first to see if I have something. A lot of times I send a video, even though I know the information, I send a video to someone who's interested because it's just a third party validating what I'm saying. And it's also just this era, we like to digest things through video. And so these are really effective. There's other stuff on here too that you can kind of scroll through, but that's really what I wanted to highlight from this website specifically. Gonna stop there if there's anyone who wants to jump in. I'll keep going. Okay, so the next website, come on, little guy, there we go, is Mission Driven Info. This just got a huge facelift and it looks amazing. They keep it really simple. The password for this one is mission. So pretty good to remember. Right here are kind of the two areas you might want to share with people. This is one simple change where it talks about adding in Juice Plus. There's just, again, this video on a closed loop and a little flip book. And then if we go back, join our mission. And so I talked about how the other website has information about that, but I think this one does a better job. And so you can watch a short video to come join us. There's a little flip book. So like we could do a Facebook party very easily on this, like literally just flipping through this script, which is pretty amazing that all of this is already here for us. The Get Started. This is what I recommend if you're a new rep or you have a new team to look at this. It kind of walks you through the process of becoming a distributor. It's very simple. You pay a fee, you sign up through the website, you go to what I just showed you where you can place orders, and you download Voxer. When you press place orders, that video is automatically going to be synced up and show you how to do that. This same video is also on the Freedom Revolution, but it's nice that it's kind of intertwined. Your why, that's the next part. And so when you click on that, it's going to take you through some examples of why people join this business. To get people's minds going. And then there's all kinds of resources to help you figure out what your why is. Catherine Lee is amazing. So I think this is just a pretty intuitive website. Let's go back though and keep going. So when it says earn, then it talks about our compensation plan. When you click here, all of these documents are laid out for you, really easy to find. And then down here, talk about the new special company incentives. So I know you guys last week talked about the HLP, but if you want to refresh that, here's the one-page PDF that shows more about that, and you can go through and look at all of the different Express Track Sales Coordinator incentive and the Express Track Sales Coordinator Leadership Track. And this is a compensation plan in one place with all the updated information with the new bonuses, $600 for Sales Coordinator. So I couldn't find this image, but here it is. And then there's also a video here by Julie Herbst, and she explains more about the compensation plan. I recommend watching this. It's about 15 minutes, and it just really goes into more depth. But what I think is amazing about this site is like I'm kind of clicking you through the rabbit hole, but you can go as slowly or as quickly as you want, and it all kind of pulls back together. And then when you click share, this is going to show you how you can easily start sharing Juice Plus with other people. So they have a memory jogger tab where probably all the things you guys talked about last week, a refresher here, an actual memory jogger you can download, a list of ideas of people you can talk to. This is really great. I actually gonna download that right now and send it to someone. And like even for myself to like think through these people that you maybe see on an everyday basis but didn't pop up into your mind. So that list is there. Let's see. Talks a little bit about social media. I think this is interesting. There's a lot of great information and resources here. There's a lot of ideas. I think the biggest takeaway with social media is to create curiosity. Try not to use the name Juice Plus. You know, just try to get people curious, like, what is that? What are you doing? And so the more curious we can make people, the better. And there's just a lot of really good examples on here that you guys can look through. Let's see. Here are also some downloadable, let's see if it works. Yep, awesome. So all kinds of other stuff they have, even stories on here that you can download for Instagram and Facebook. So the company is doing a lot of work to try to help us have these resources a little more accessible and use them easily. So that's kind of the social media little tab. And then these are great too. What will you say? There's all these trainings and stories and example verbiage. There's all kinds of training on how to host an event, which we'll talk about later, three-way connections, follow-ups. There's just a lot of great stuff here. This is a lot of information. I'm not expecting anyone to memorize it, but I just kind of wanted to show you how easy it is and like keeps letting you click through for more information and more resources. And so this is definitely one to check out. They also have some information about customer care. As you start getting new customers, just some different ideas. Again, resources of things you can share, Tower Garden ideas, actual verbiage. I said verbiage earlier, but it's verbiage. To check in with people. There's images, there's videos, there's an experience survey, which I love to send this out at about 3 months to people. I send it in the mail. I've had a lot more success with that, and here's where you find it. try to remember self. And that's pretty much it. Just a ton of resources, and you can go click around in there and check it all out. I'll pause there for a minute. If I forgot anything or anyone has something else.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Are those links going to be provided in the follow-up email that we'll be getting?
Yes, definitely. And the passwords too.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, and then the very last one, this is something that you can send to people if they want to just check out general information. It's called the Healthy Living Revolution. It's Juice Plus, but it's kind of branded a little differently, which I like. And so there's a cookbook here that's free. You can send it to anyone. There's just a little 2-minute video about what the Healthy Revolution is, and then there's all these resources. There's the cookbook, health videos, starting strong for families, about the Shred 10, so people can kind of look through here. The one thing I'm going to highlight is these trending health videos. There's something called the Healthy Living Revolution Live, and it is a lot of amazing medical professionals talking about specific issues and how those kind of relate to Juice Plus. So just today I was looking through here and I found something that sparked my memory of someone, and I watched it and sent them a quick message and was like, hey, I just watched this amazing video about asthma, allergies, and solutions. It's 28 minutes. Would you be open to checking it out? And they said yes, and I sent it. And so this is just another resource to like kind of meet people more specifically with their needs. So if you know someone has diabetes, adrenal fatigue, people who get sick a lot, people who are interested in their microbiome, who have maybe some gut issues, chiropractors, there's just so many things on here that are, first of all, just really interesting information, and second of all, just another opportunity to share with people and kind of give them another avenue into Juice Plus. And so if anyone's watched these, usually the bulk of it is not about Juice Plus. It's just a very small couple minutes where they say how it relates to the topic, which I think is really great because it allows people to kind of see Juice Plus through another lens. And so you can kind of look through here. There's a ton of different things that you can have access to. I wasn't going, let's see, I'll do one more. Okay, cool. So here's information specifically about the Shred, a short video that explains it, all kinds of stories around it, resources, and just a little more information. This is a good thing that you can share with people if they're interested in learning about the Shred. Let's see. I think this video library, no, it's kind of the same thing. So there's more to these websites, but I just kind of wanted to highlight what was especially unique about it, so you kind of have a better idea of where to find things. I'll stop there again. If there's any questions. Okay, cool. So those are my favorite websites, you guys. The first and foremost one I think it's great to get accustomed with is your own website that you can send customers. So if someone finds something on there, you kind of know what they're talking about. And then also the Freedom Revolution, missiondriven.info. This is really a lot for business building. And then the Healthy Living Revolution to kind of send people as just a touch point, but also really important, all these live webinars. And with that, I will go ahead and be happy to answer any questions, but also just pass it along, or if anyone wants to add anything, but that's all I got planned.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christina.
No problem.
And like Patty asked and Christina answered, we will absolutely send you, we're going to send everyone an email each week Business Mentorship week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and all of these websites with the passwords will be in there. So you guys can check them out a little bit later. And we're going to pass it over to Jillian to keep going into our main topic for tonight and finishing up, which is all about events. I'm going to share my screen again so you guys can follow along with her.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny. Hey, everyone. I'm Jillian. I'm super excited to be on here tonight and just kind of share something with you that can be huge for our businesses, but also are just really fun, and that is talking about events. So we shared a lot of resources. Christina, thank you. That was awesome. I love kind of the refresher, too, of just seeing what has changed on all of that. But this week, your homework and the main topic is really events. So what type of events are there? What are some of our favorite tips and tricks to do events with them? And really starting to have you guys brainstorm kind of what kind of event you want to do. So one thing that is part of this business mentorship program during this 4 weeks is that you are going to do some sort of an event. For some of you, you might be completely brand new. And so oftentimes that event is going to be what we call the new team launch. And that's something that I'll tell you a little bit more about too. But others might have already had their new team launch. So you will host another event sometime during this 4 weeks of anything that you kind of choose. This is going to be your homework. Cassie is going to go through that a little bit more with you too. So you'll be selecting an event for yourself, scheduling it, and the goal is to have it done by the time this 4-week program is over, the week of July 8th. So to kind of go through some stuff here with you guys, there are three types of events that we can do: in person, virtual on Facebook, and virtual on Zoom. Let me just kind of preface all of this with saying we have scripts for all of these events. Also, upline teammates, sideline teammates, all of us, we've kind of done this dozens of times, so we can help you host events, give you tips and tricks, give you recipes, all those things. Especially if you're brand new, you are not expected to be able to do this on your own or know everything by any means. Oh, and Christina said she'll be right back. Perfect. So kind of throwing this out there too. Definitely want to encourage you guys to really start friending other people on our team. On our team, sideline buddies, that sort of thing, we really encourage you to do that. This is kind of the beauty of having a larger team. We can plug into other events that people are doing. So you're not always necessarily hosting a ton of virtual events yourself. We plug into the greater team. For instance, Casey Elmore, she's someone on our larger team, Plant Strong, is hosting an autoimmune event this week. So we can definitely invite people, join in on that, use the other people's events, the work that's already being done. Even if it's 1 or 2 people, that is something that is perfect for the future. For this mentorship program that we're doing, we definitely want the event to be more personal to you. And so we can kind of start thinking through some of these things. In-person events. So I just put a couple of ideas up here. We have a lot of recipes, a lot of things that you can do. You can really tailor it to the kind of people that you're inviting, the kind of group of people that you're looking to do. Some examples are salad in a jar, overnight oats, wine and wellness. People have been doing these awesome made for more events recently too, which is super fun. Like I said, it really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. We have recipes for salads. We have recipes for overnight oats. We have plans to do overnight, what to do at a wine and wellness event. We have scripts and all this stuff. Your upline and all the other people on our team have done all of these events before and are just a wealth of knowledge to help you through all of it. Some of the virtual events, I kind of mentioned the new team launch. It's a script that we have for someone who is just starting out, and it's a way to talk to your friends and family, and really using Facebook event, using different posts, and using kind of your upline teammates to get the word out to your friends and family. It's an easier way for you. You invite them. We have a script to help you invite people. We help you do a Facebook post, all that jazz, and really help you run the event. We run the event for you, really. So you can just focus on learning more and then talking to people, following up with people. So it's a great way to start to get the word out. Other kind of events we have for Facebook: pregnancy, Tower Garden events, children's health study, autoimmune stuff, all these things. Like I said, we have scripts, images, all the stuff for all of it. Oh, excuse me. So there's just a ton of information that we already have that's situated for you. And then kind of moving on to Zoom events. So Zoom is like what we're doing now here. It can also be very powerful. Oh, one thing I'll say about in-person events before I move on too far away is that they're really, really, really powerful. I cannot stress enough how, I'm going to use powerful again, but how amazing it is when people are standing in front of you and you are talking to them, and they can feel your energy and they can hear your passion in your voice. They can see how excited you are. They tend to jump on board a lot faster. You know, you're answering their questions right away. They're getting super excited while you're there. And so the process, the time frame for them from questioning or exposure to ordering is often a lot shorter. So it's really awesome. Really encourage, on top of doing kind of a launch event on Facebook, to get situated with an in-person event for friends and family, because people get really excited and they jump on board really fast. So just wanted to throw that out there about in-person events. And Zoom events are powerful in their own right, since it's almost like you're in person, because they can hear you, they can hear your excitement, they can see you on Zoom. But it's still virtual. Once again, we have scripts for all different kinds of events that you can do. And, you know, we have the Zoom account, so we will help you run that sort of thing. So your upline team would definitely be involved, and probably have you do something like Christina did, where she shared her business story. So you would either share your product or your business story, so that you're definitely still talking about what you love about Juice Plus to your friends and family on the Zoom call. This is really good, especially if a lot of people don't live in your city, but you want to do more of kind of the virtual live event. You can get people onto Zoom and at that sort of time. So anyway, kind of throwing a lot of ideas out at you at one time. And what I'd really like to do, I'm just going to give you guys just a minute to do kind of a quick jot. If any of the things that I talked about, in person, virtual, Zoom, if any of those events really stood out for you, I'd really love for you just to kind of write down some of those ideas that you were having about what type of event that you would like to do for kind of our challenge here in the mentorship program. So I'm just going to give you a minute just to do that. And kind of on that note, is anyone kind of open to share some of the ideas about what kind of events they'd like to do? If you have questions about events or questions about anything that I kind of brought up, please feel free to unmute yourself and let me have it.
Hey, Jillian, I just wanted to add something real quick.
Perfect. Yes.
Especially for, we talked a little bit about our whys last week and just reflecting on that with your teammates. And if any of you, we really talk about what's the beauty of this business is you can do a little bit or you can do a lot. It's all up to you. And so we really felt like just having one event was a great starting point. But that being said, if you have some financial goals, if you have some income goals, you're excited, I would highly encourage you to even have more than one of these. A new team launch along with a salad and a jar party in person, because oftentimes people, can't make a day or something happens, they have to miss it. And the power of having a few events back to back and that momentum building on top of each other is really huge. And so they're just so fun, you guys, and we know you guys are going to love it too. So I just had to add that real quick.
Yes, thank you so much, Jenny. That's really important. Does anyone want to share kind of their ideas on events? Otherwise, I'll pass it along here. Okay, well, thanks everyone. And definitely if questions come up, please talk to your upline about it and start brainstorming some fun things. So Cassie, I'm going to hand it to you so you can kind of finish us up here.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, just to kind of carry on with what Jillian was saying, and one thing to think about that I think is really important for each person, like when you're thinking about your event, is like we all come from different backgrounds, we all have different circles, and so really try to think about like who is my circle, like what type, like am I friends with a lot of moms, am I friends with people in the health professions, so really think about like your network, and then that will kind of like help you come up with an event that will appeal to people in your circle. So that's one thing to think about. And then another thing we always like to encourage, or just people when they're planning events, is you want to think of a list of people to invite, and really we encourage people to over invite, just because we know that people are busy, and it's totally normal for, if you invite 25 people, you might get, for like a Facebook event, you might get 10 people who attend, and that's like an awesome response. So like we always like to encourage that. And then one thing that I really love about our community, as opposed to some other network marketing communities, is like we really try to reach out to each person individually. We don't want to like spam people and like send out like an invite to 100 people just randomly like on our Facebook list, because people don't generally respond that well to those types of events. And so we really want to like think about like each person that we're inviting, and like send them a personal message like, hey, I'm having this event, like I thought of you because so they really feel like you thought of them, and it's not just kind of a random like you're just spamming people. So those are kind of a couple things to think about also. So, like we kind of mentioned, our homework for this week is you're going to have your check-in one-on-one with your upline coach again. And we really want to encourage you to go ahead and get on the calendar your first event. And so it can either be like a virtual event or an in-person event, but we really want you to go ahead and get it scheduled. And within the next like 2 to 3 weeks. So it's like within this mentorship group, so that because we want to really help you like come up with your guest list, like come up with a message to send to your invitees and things like that. So we really want to support you. And then begin thinking of like, who would you want to invite to that event? So kind of making your list of people, friends and family that you would want to invite. And then also just so continuing to think about your memory jogger that you started from last week, and just continuing maybe like think of who are 2 to 3 people that you could reach out to this week, just about Juice Plus and kind of what you've been up to. So that's your homework for this week, and we'll be sending out an email tomorrow with all of the resources. And so that's about it. If anybody has any questions. So awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining tonight, and it's been very informative. I actually learned some new things, so
Me too.
very helpful. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to checking in with everyone this week.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
sounds
Thank
good.
you, lady.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.